ॐ गणानां त्वा गणपतिगं हवामहे कविं कवीनामुपमश्रवस्तमं ज्येष्ठराजं ब्रह्मणस्पत नश्रवन्नोतिभिस्सीदसादनम् ॐ श्रीमहागणपतये नमः। सरस्वत्यै नमो नित्यम् भद्रकाल्यै नमो नमः। वेदवेदान्तवेदाङ्ग विद्यास्तानेभ्यैव च सदाशिवसमारम्भाम् शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्ताम् वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयम् नमामि भगवत्पाद शङ्करं लोकशङ्करम् शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यम् केशवं बादरायणम् सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। व्यासं वसिष्ठनप्तारम् शक्तेः पौत्रमकल्मषम् पराशरात्मजं वन्दे शुकतातं तपोनिधिम्। व्यासं व्यासाय विष्णुरूपाय व्यासरूपाय विष्णवे नमो वै ब्रह्मनिधये वासिष्ठाय नमो नमः। अचतुर्वदनो ब्रह्मा द्विबाहुरपरो हरिः अभाललोचनः शम्भुः भगवान् बादरायणः। ॐ सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्ति। We were seeing that to understand the Brahmasutra, the first chapter, Bhagavan Bhashyakar had introduced a very well-known Adhyaas Bhashya, and that Adhyaas Bhashya is divided into 6 topics. 6 topics where first was that Adhyaas Shanka, second was Adhyaas Shanka Samadhanam, third was Adhyaas Lakshanam, fourth was Adhyaas Sambhavana. Fifth was Adhyaas Pramanam. And last was Adhyaas Upsanghara. English I am not saying, I have already told that. Then we had started our discussion with the Adhyaas Paribhasha or Adhyaas Lakshana. So there were two direct Paribhasha was there and one indirect Paribhasha was there. You have to note all these salient points. Paratra Purvabhasa, Purvadrishtavabhasa. What you have seen somewhere else, Smriti Rupa is not very important. Main is Paratra Purvadrishtavabhasa. Complete is Smriti Rupa Paratra Purvadrishtavabhasa Adhyasa. So you saw something and depending on the experience of that, you superimpose that on the wrong locus, on the wrong place. I am repeating, I have already explained this. Then atasmin tadbuddhi. Tadbuddhi means something which you is there, which you feel is there, you put where it is not there. Again, popular definition. This is more popular than the first one. The atasmin tadbuddhi. Tasmin means in that. Atasmin means where it is not there. You are putting that where it is. Something which is there, you are putting it where it is not there. Third is the indirect definition is Satyanriti Mritni Krityam or Satyanritam Mritni Karanam. This is the third Paribhasha. This is not very popular. More earlier was more used, but indirectly this is how Bhashyakara starts the Adhyaas Bhashya. Asmadvishmat Pratyayoho. So this is the three things you should have known for Adhyas. Then we were seeing, okay, if this is there, then what is the Adhyas Shanka? So the Purupaksh came and he said that Adhyas, what you are talking, should not be there. There is nothing like Adhyas between Atma and Anatma. So how do you say like that Adhyas is not there? Then 4 points he had mentioned. He said first was Drishyatvam, second was Sadrishyam, Agyatatvam, third is Sadrishyam, and third is Purva Anubhava Samskara. These are the 4 points he had mentioned. He said that anything which is seen, like the rope is seen, Drishyatvam, it should be an object, whereas Atma is not an object. Because Atma is not an object, therefore how can you say there has to be Adhyas? So this is called Drishyatvam. Just keep the points in your mind. What is mentioned in Adhyaas Bhashya, we have tried to put in little structured way. So you can tell that this is the topic in Adhyaas Bhashya that has been said. We will come to the Bhashya later on. Little we will see. If you want to see more Bhashya, you can see my recordings. So he said, Purupaksh said that because Atma is not Drishya and therefore it should not be, Adhyas is not possible. There is no superimposition possible. So Atma apratyaksha, he says, Atma apratyaksha ataha adhyasasya sambhavana nasti. Second was agyatatvam. Adhyas is something which is, because rope is completely unknown, completely should not be completely known. Therefore agyan is required about that. Third point he said sadrishyam, that is snake and rope has similarity, therefore adhyas is there, whereas atma and anatma have no similarity. And fourth point is said, somebody saw the real snake, then he had an impression of that real snake in the mind, then he superimposed his imagination on the real roop. With this logic, there has to be real anatma. There one should have the impression of the anatma, then the imaginary anatma should be superimposed on the real atma. Because of this, adhyas is not possible, because you are saying that anatma is unreal. So straight away, how can you come to the unreal anatma? He is saying, I want to say there has to be real anatma. So don't forget these 4 points: pratyakshatvam, agyatatvam, sadrishyam, and purva anubhava samskara. This is what topic is going on. Adhyaas Shanka. We are seeing the topic of Adhyaas Shanka. We are not seeing in order 5-6 points. We are seeing in as we are developing the thought. So he is saying that anatma should have been real. So what is his conclusion? So anatma is real. Rather, Vedanta is saying anatma is not real. So that anatma which is not real, how can you have the adhyas of that? How can you experience the unreal anatma? First you tell me this. Because you must have experienced. After experience comes the memory of that. Then after memory comes the superimposition of that. How did you experience the unreal anatma? Because where is the possibility that unreal anatma? Purpaksh is saying, don't confuse that. Still the answer has to be given. Brahmasutra requires little logical mind. I already told earlier also. It is Nyaya Pradhan Prasthan. So, sutras are very, very small. Sutras, I think you can put in few pages, 4, 5, maybe maximum 10 pages you can write all sutras. But thousands of pages are there to describe it. It is very pregnant sutras, full of meaning. Like a small capsule is there. Capsule. So capsule is very small, but it has lot of ingredients in it. Not tablet. Tablet is different, capsule is different. So in the capsule they put many medicines mixing it. These sutras are quite heavy. Heavily loaded sutras are there with meaning. So therefore, you have to be little analytical mind should be developed of a person. Therefore, Brahmasutra never became very popular among the masses because they don't have so much of analytical mind. For the Vidwan and for the saints, that was very important to understand. At least few sutras you should know about Brahmasutra. So let us see how many sutras we can see. Now, how many? 4 points were there. Now coming to the answer of these 4 points. How the answer has been given. Now Vedantis gave the answer. We said first point you said pratyakshatvam. Pratyakshatvam is not compulsory. Pratyakshat. This is Adhyaas Shanka Samadhan. So Adhyaas Shanka he raised. 4 points he raised. But now answer is given. You are saying Pratyaksh Vishay is there. It should Pratyakshatvam is not the compulsory thing. It should not be Pratyakshatvam. It should be Prakashmanatvam. The condition for Adhyas is not that it should be object. It should be just, it should not be an object. It should be only known. It should be evident. See the argument what is given. He is saying, Purpaksh says Pratyakshatvam. Vedanti says Pratyakshatvam is not a condition for Adhyas. It should be Prakashmanatvam. It should be evident object. It should be evident, not necessarily that something has to be in front of your eyes, etc. So Prakashmanatvam is the condition and not Drishyatvam. This is an example. Well, how do you say that Prakashmanatvam is there? That example is there where you say that, well, the best example is the dream. Dream in the dream, on the dream drishta. Dream drishta. Dream drishta is not pratyaksh. But on that dream drishta, the waking impressions are superimposed, and there is someone called dream purush or dream person. So that dream drishta is not pratyaksh. And because that dream drishta is not pratyaksh, and therefore prakashmanatvam is the condition and not the pratyakshatvam. ध्यान देना, vritti is drishyatvam. Vritti is drishyatvam. Drishta is prakashmanatvam. Vritti is an object, anatma. Vritti is anatma. And dream drishta, the swapna drishta, is the not drishyatvam. Dream drishta or swapna drishta is of the nature of self-effulgence. And on that self-effulgent, the vritti which is anatma is superimposed. So don't think that there cannot be atma, cannot be the locus of the imagined anatma. And therefore atma which is not pratyaksh, which is aparoksh, atma is sakshat aparoksh, still there is a adhyas possible. And therefore your first point what you had raised, that object should be there, you put the example, you are too occupied with the example of rope. That rope example, that is not the only thing. I have another example called swapna example, and therefore your first point is gone. अब देखो, example should be such, what you have to prove, you cannot give the example of what you have to prove. This is one point in Tark. You cannot say that on the Atma Kartritva is superimposed. This is what you have to prove. This is what you have to prove. You can't give the same example. Right? You got my point. Only he is very beautiful. Only like whom? Like himself. You cannot give this example. You have to give some other example than him. You have to give some other example. Only he is very brilliant. Only like whom? Like himself. ऐसे नहीं होगा. This is wrong logic is this. This is called tark dosh. This is called dosh. So you cannot give the same example because you are proving adhyas of the doership on the Atma in the waking state. We are talking of the adhyas in the waking state. Therefore you can give the dream example. You cannot, and there is no other example of this prakashamanatvam. Problem is this. Problem is there is no other example because his objectivity is not there. So only the self is there which is non-objective. So giving the example, this is the first point. Prakashmanatvam and not drishyatvam. Slowly build these topics in your mind. Try to get these topics built. Second point he had mentioned agyatatvam. That rope was not known. Rope was not known, therefore adhyas is there. So and therefore if rope was not known and then adhyas is there, we cannot say I is not known and therefore adhyas on I is not possible. See how they are taking the topic. He said agyatatvam, rope was not known and therefore adhyas is possible on the rope. I am saying, and therefore because Atma is not unknown and therefore you should not have adhyas on the Atma. Purupaksh is saying. Catch it properly. Subtler points are there. Rope is not known, therefore adhyas is possible. He is saying because Atma is not unknown and therefore adhyas is not possible. To that answer is given, rope is not totally unknown, rope is partially unknown. Because rope is partially unknown, you are right. If something is totally unknown, adhyas is not possible on that. I think you have to correct yourself. If the rope was totally unknown, then the adhyas was not possible. But rope is not totally unknown. We know something is there. I did not know what it is there. There was anshik gyan and not purna agyan. It was anshik agyan. Little I knew something is there, but I didn't know what exactly it was there. So anshik agyatatvam is there. So what is the answer? Natu purna agyatatvam, apitu amshik agyatatvam is there. It is partially unknown rope. If the rope was totally unknown, then adhyas was not possible. Similarly, on the self, there is a anshik agyatatvam and natu purna agyatatvam. I aham asmi, aham bhami. It is this much is known. I exist and I know that I exist. There is no ignorance on this part. There is no ignorance on this part. Nobody can say that, I don't know whether I am there or not. Nobody says like that. You cannot say I am totally ignorant about myself. Anshik Ajnatattvam is there. I agree that. I know that I exist. Aham asmi, aham bhami, kadachinnaham apriyam. Advait Makaran. I know that I am existing. Brahmaivahamata. Advait Makaran. First shlok is there. So it says aham asmi, aham bhami. Following, no? Aham asmi, aham bhami. I am existing and I am knowing that I am existing. But what is the problem? Problem is I don't know that what I am. Ignorance area is there. So there is one area where knowledge is there about the self. But one area is there where total ignorance is there. And I remember I said there was a Samanya Gyan and Vishesh Gyan, Avrit Gyan and Anavrit Gyan was there. So there was a Avrit Brahm Amsh was there. So though Adhyas is always on the Avrit Brahmamsh and not to Anavrit Ansh. Adhyas or superimposition is not on the part which is known. It is on the part which is unknown. Some man is standing. So somebody said, who is this man? So I don't know. I think he is, I don't know. I can't guess, but I think he doesn't look good. He may be a little crook or something. Or he appears like a robber. He's wandering here and there. Dekho, dhyan dena. I have no doubt on that he's a man. He is a man. This man is dash dash. So this man is on this amsh. There is no doubt. This is called samanyamsh. I had told on that day also. On the general part, adhyas does not operate. Please know. Have you doubt this is a man or a woman or a child? No, I have no doubt about that. He is a man only. He is not a wood or he is a tree. Don't say unnecessarily thing. He is not a tree. He is a man only. Then what is your problem? No, but I don't know whether he is a robber, whether he is a decent person. Who is there? That I don't know. It appears like that. I don't know. But how it appears? Because of my memory. I saw somebody like that. He was like that. So he appears like that. So Atma is not totally ignorant. You got the point. Ajnatattvam. He is corrected by Amshik Ajnatattvam, natu Purna Ajnatattvam. And otherwise, Upanishad won't tell about the Atma Gyan. Atma Gyan is not about the Satta and Chitta. Atma Gyan, it means Anantata of the Atma, not about Satta and Chitta. Satta and Chitta is not the topic of the scriptures. Vedanta does not tell that Atma is Sat. Atma is there. This is not the topic. Something which is seen. There is no scriptures work on the Atindriya Vishaya, which cannot be seen. Scripture doesn't say this rose is a flower. This is not in the Vedas. A cow is an animal. This will not be told by the scriptures. Scriptures are telling about that point which is not. 2 points are cleared, I hope so. Third is sadrishyam. This is an interesting point is there. Sadrishyam. This is he is close here. This Purupaksh is close. Sadrishyam means similarity. He says, you can superimpose on the rope the snake because the snake and rope resemble. Two people resemble, then you can superimpose each other. If they don't resemble, how can you superimpose each other? Here many times it's happened. Somebody was coming and coming out. I said, hello, how Max, how are you? Uh, he's not Max. He didn't smile, he didn't give any. I wished him also, how are you? Then second moment I realized he's not Max. But he was resembling Max. He had some resemblance of Max. But supposing you cannot, you cannot superimpose Sean Mac on Max because they don't remember. One is little taller and Sean Mac is shorter. So if there is no resemblance, you cannot super. It happens many times. And one person you think he is like that from a distance, or dark is there slightly. Some people hide. Well, he's also plump. He's also plump, or he's little tall person. He's tall. Somebody is short. Somebody is like that. So see, he is a very pertinent point. So they think on that. Purpaksh are not very easy Purpaksh in Brahmasutra. They are intelligent Purpaksh. So he is saying that there is no possibility if Sadrishyam is not there. What shall you do? What you say in general is true. Answer is giving now. So, in general, it is true. But Atma Anatma Adhyaas comes under exceptional category. How do you say like that? I'll tell you. Apratyak, apratyakshe api akashe balaha tal malin adi vat pashyanti. Although Akash is not pratyaksh, I had told this point. Akash is not known pratyaksh. Akash is known by huh? The two other praman. Hanuman praman is there. That what Hanuman? Vayu is there. That space has to be there. Something moves. It has to be. It has to move in something else. Akash is not known by pratyaksh. No sense organ knows Akash. Second, one more praman. Two praman were there. Shabda praman was there. And Shabda praman also is known by Shesh Nyaya is there. There is nothing remaining. No sense or no object is there. So this is the understand this. Akash is not known by Pratyaksh praman. So Akash is not Pratyaksh, but child will see the convexness. Akash, if you see, it is a convex kind of thing. Convex. Akash is seen as this is called Talatvam. There are three properties superimposed on Akash. Talatvam, Nilatvam and Malinatvam. Talatvam means convexity is there like this. Nilatvam means blueness is there. And Malinatvam means dirt has been here. These three things are superimposed on the Akash, which is not having any of the resembling feature between. Very rare example is there. These examples are not very common because this is a difficult Purupaksh. To answer this Purupaksh, it is not that easy to give the answer. So three things are there: Talatvam, Nilatvam and Malinatvam. Talatvam means convexity. tal, like upside down, there is a bowl is there. If you put a bowl upside down, so Akash appears like upside down. Therefore, earlier days, people used to say, don't go near too far, there will fall down. This earth was like that. So horizon which is seen, horizon, that side. You see ocean? So they saw ocean. They appeared ocean is falling, tapering down like that. They said, don't go too far, you will fall down inside that. It long time. That is called talatvam. Convexity in the space is there. Vessel turned downward. Then nilatvam. There is no, this akash is not pratyaksh. Nilatvam means blueness. There is nothing called blueness you can superimpose on something which is not pratyaksh also. So that which is superimposed and on that which is superimposed, there is no resemblance in their nature. This is the example given. So similarity is not there. And third is malinatvam. Malinatvam is dirt is there. Dirt is there. Sometimes blue is there, sometimes dark is there, sometimes dust has come out. And therefore sadrishyam is not compulsory. Although in general the superimposed object and on the one which is superimposition is there, there is the sadrishyam required. But Purupaksh is saying Atma and Anatma, they don't have same nature. Atma is all pervasive, Anatma is less pervasive. Atma is Nitya, Anatma is, they are totally different nature. Tama prakashayoho eva. Like the darkness and the light, both are totally different in nature. Therefore, that is not possible. Adhyaas. Answer has been given that you are right in general, but there are exceptions to this point, and one exception I'll give you the example of the Akash and Talatvam, Nilatvam and Malinatvam. As I can tell, similarly, although Atma and Anatma are not at all resemble, there is no quality of Atma and Anatma which resemble, still there is Adhyaas or the superimposition or the error of the Anatma on the Atma. There is a possibility. And this example was given by Bhagwan Shankaracharya. I hope this point is clear about this is Akash, this is Adhyas Shanka Samadhan. Adhyas Lakshan we saw, Adhyas Shanka we saw, now we are saying Adhyas Shanka Samadhan. So there is a possibility. There is a possibility. Adhyas Shanka Samadhan. So don't say there is no Adhyas possible because there is no Samanya Anush. There is nothing like that. There is a possibility of Adhyas, although the things are not resembling, they have no similarity, still there can be superimposition of one on the other. Okay, there is not a general rule. You cannot make one rule as the thumb rule for everything. There is not a thumb rule. Now, fourth point, what he said, Purva Anubhava Samskara is required. So, as you said, he used the argument that there are three stages to superimposition. First thing, you should see something real. Then after perception, there should be samskar and memory of that. Then after that samskar, you superimpose it imaginarily on a real thing. These are three steps involved. And therefore, you should have seen the real anatma, have the impression of the real anatma. Then you superimpose the unreal anatma on the atma. This is what he has said. So he said unreal, you are constantly talking of unreal snake, but unless there was a real snake seen, you cannot have some scar of the real snake on, and then you convert it into unreal snake, and then you go into the superimposition on the rope. This was his argument. I hope this is clear. Answer is there. He said, I agree, some scar is required. Answer. Please see what answer has been given. Answer is given that agree some scar is required. I also agree to have some scar of something, perception is required. I agree. But what I don't agree, that samskar to create a samskar, you said real thing is required, that I don't agree. To have a samskar and then to superimpose that on something, that I agree. But to, are you catching? But to have the reality and then only you have samskar or a vasana of something, that is where I have my doubt. Well, why do you say like that? Please, but I see the real snake. Well, you can see the snake in the movie also. How can you say anaconda you may not have seen? Anaconda you can have seen on the movie only. There is a movie called Anaconda. In that movie, you might have seen that when anaconda is moving under the earth, the whole earth is shivering at that time. It is shaking at that time. But I want to see anaconda. Then you go to South America. You go to South America, there are certain places in Brazil, near Brazil, where it is not allowed to go. There are so many snakes there. There is one island, I forgot the name of the island is there. That is not allowed. If you want, you cannot go also. Because so many snakes are there that definitely it will bite a person. Acha? Haan. Or anaconda is there. If anaconda catches, then you can't do anything. You cannot get out of the grip. They have very strong grip. It coils. Anaconda is not poisonous, but it coils. And it, strangulates. It strangulates. Okay, like python, anaconda, all these things are there. Any topic is not of the anaconda. Topic is of the Adhyaas going on. So I'm saying they are more interested in such topic rather than the Adhyaas topic. Well, tell more about anaconda. This is Brahmasutra class going on, not anaconda class. So a person is born. Very interesting points are there. A person is born with the samskar of the reality of desh, kal, vastu, sharir, vritti. फिर से सुन लो. A person is born with the reality samskar of desh, kal, vastu, sharir, vritti. He has already perceived and he has the reality. Not that after perception he has got the samskar. He is born with that samskar of reality. How? Naisargikoyam lok adhyasa. Naisargikoyam lok adhyasa. This Bhashkar will say, Naisargik means beginningless. So, beginningless adhyas is there. Not that it is started this birth only. And at one point, this is, what example has been given for the last birth. Moment a baby is born, it knows how to suck the mother's milk. And not only human being, all. Even the calf is born because this is an action. Sucking is an action. Hmm? You must have seen 1 day baby or 1 hour baby. You've seen 1 hour baby, 1 day baby. You can't say child, you say baby only. So mother, what she does? So what this mother will take that baby's mouth to the breast. What will happen then? He is not taught how to suck the milk of the mother. This is in Shastra that they give the example. And then this action of sucking he starts. Similarly, it may be cow, calf, it can be elephant calf. They also are baby. Only thing is that when elephant gives birth to baby calf, it falls down. But it stands up within 5 minutes, few minutes. Human being can't stand up. It takes a lot of time, and some people whole life they are not on their legs. So, so that is there. So a person is born with the samskar of reality of time, space, object, body, vritti. देखो. So उत्तरोत् so how will you say? पूर्व अध्यासः उत्तरोत्तर अध्यासस्य कारणम. So the later and later adhyas, not later, 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 later is used in time, later is used in object. Later and later adhyas is the cause of prior and prior adhyas. Sorry, prior and prior adhyas is cause of later and later adhyas. So it is like many things you remember of the dream. So what you saw was imagination. From that imagination you had developed, you used that imaginative thing to superimpose on the real thing. So it's not that, it is not a rule that what you are superimposing should be real, as you give the example of a snake. This is not the right example because it is not compulsory. The child already has a samskar of the reality of the deshkal because of his adhyas buddhi, and therefore he is thinking it is the reality. It need not, what you see need not be real for the adhyas. It need not be real for that something. Hmm? Supposing certain dreams are there, certain dreams, and or certain nightmare is there. Nightmare. You saw somebody was there, and he is coming, and his whole hair is in front. Whole hair is in front, and his feet is not, like that. His feet is turned backward. So his feet is turned backward, and his hair is not this side. This side is face, and this side is totally, bald, and whole hair is this side. So even eyebrows also are very long, long hairs are there. Eyebrows, eyelashes, they are all here. They are all. He does like this and this, then sees. So you saw, and you saw like that in your dream. You can see anything because a person he had gone and watched the horror movie. He had gone to watch some horror movie, vampire and all these things. And in the dream, he saw that movie thing. Don't watch horror movie, okay? Sufficient horror is in the waking world. So don't see horror movie. You like horror movie? Ah, don't watch. So now you got up early. Huh? You saw the dream now. So from the imagination, you superimpose on the dream. See that imaginative thing you superimposed, you had falsified in the dream. What you saw as the imagination was adhyas, and now you put another adhyas. From adhyas number 1, you created adhyas number 2. Hmm? And then you got up. Interesting thing now. You got up early in the morning, and then you thought somebody is coming from your front. Somebody is coming now. Hmm? And then this is adhyas number 3. You thought he is the same person. When in the night they talk about ghost. This is one pastime. The children you all must have done. So, and that to joy is in talking in the night only, not in daytime. And after that, all children go away in the room. Supposing you are in the room alone, then cut. Then you are, that is adhyas now. So what you had imagined. Mhm. Supposing similarly, two, three people are talking about a snake. Okay, so that snake I saw, that white snake was there. There are snake with two mouths. Both, have you known that snake? Two mouths snake. Hmm? Tail is also there is also mouth and head also is mouth. So three, four talking of a snake came out from from my wash basin. Snake came. Or from bathroom commode snake came out. These things have happened for your information. These things do happen because it's a pipe only. That pipe which is connected outside, it is an open pipe and a snake can easily come. Oh my god, I did not know that. Therefore, lid is there, close that lid. Anyway, now a snake is there. So already there is superimposition. Now, now by mistake, if somebody touches your feet after this talk, by mistake, somebody just touched you. Hey! So you are so much occupied by that snake thought that you superimpose the snakeness on the touch. So you must experience that. Huh. Lot of talk of snake was there. So already that is snake is superimposed in your mind now. And some person by you can experiment with somebody. Just touch slowly in the feet. He gets such a shock. He superimposed the snakeness on that. Similarly, it is not compulsory that anatma has to be unreal to see that. You can see unreal. So here is the unreal superimposition of the unreal. So पूर्व अध्यास उत्तरोत्तर अध्यासस्य कारणं भवति. This is the formula. How? Anadi avidya vasanaya. Because of the vasana that a person is born. Purva adhyasa uttarottarasya adhyasasya karanam bhavati anadya vidya vasanaya. Because of the vasana of the beginningless vasana. This is the fourth point. Okay. And therefore, Atma Adhyas is possible. Which topic we covered? Adhyas Shanka Nivaran Samadhan. Three topics we saw. Adhyas Lakshanam we saw. Adhyas Shanka we saw. 4 points he told. And now the Adhyas Shanka Samadhanam. We saw this topic. I hope this is clear now. Now the topic which we are going to see is the Adhyas Sambhavana. Adhyas Sambhavana is the next topic, that there is an Adhyas or not. So some darshan said that Adhyas is not there at all. So Adhyas Shanka Samadhanam, Adhyas Lakshanam, then Adhyas Sambhavana, then Adhyas Pramanam, then Adhyas Upsama. These are the topics. Now we are going to see the Adhyas Sambhavana. Next topic is there. They are saying that there is nothing called Adhyas is not possible. Now, in this topic of Adhyas Sambhavana, I think around 4 points are there which we are going to discuss. How do you say Adhyas is there? We are talking to Vedic. Vedic means Nyaya, Vaisheshik, Sankhya, Yoga and Purvimamsa. Well, you are Vedic or a Vedic? Well, I am Vedic. Vedic doesn't mean Arya Samaji. Here, there are two groups. One is Sanatani, other is Vedic. So those who are Arya Samaji, they are calling themselves Vedic. Don't mix the colloquial terminologies while studying Vedanta. Vedic means those who belong to Vedanta, who believe in Vedanta. So he is saying first point is that Adhyas has the Ved Pramana. Sambhavana you are talking about. So Adhyas has Ved Pramana. I thought Adhyas is because of snake rope. Snake rope example is there. It is not for praman. Snake rope is not praman for adhyas. We are talking about atma and atma adhyas and not a snake rope praman. So snake rope is not the proof of adhyas here. Adhyas is of the anatma on the atma. Adhyas is not because of his snake rope is there. So first is Ved Praman is there. Ved Praman. How do you say Ved Praman is there? Ved Praman because Vedas will say one nature of the Atma. And experience is something else about the Atma. Therefore Ved Praman is there. Ved will say Veda Vinashinam Nityam. So Ved will say Amurta Atma. ध्यान देना दिव्यो यमूर्त आत्मा स बाह्याभ्यंतरो यजः. This atma is formless. This is Vedas are saying. So I feel atma or I am with form. What I never feel. Bole, who are you? Formless. Bole, no, I am a human being. So I am a human being. This I say. Vedas say you are not a, you are na amurt. You are amurtah. So, Bole, you when you are Vedic, this is the second point. First point is rope snake is not the example. Vedas are the pramana. Second is Bole, how the Vedas are pramana? Because they all accept that Vedas, but Atma is Nityam. Atma is Nitya. Atma is not only Nitya, but Atma is Amurta. I'm not talking about Smriti, I'm talking of Veda. Saparyagat, Shukram, Akayam, Abradam, Asnaviram. So, Paryagat means all pervasive, Vyapakam. So, Vedas are saying Atma is all pervasive. I feel I am not all pervasive, I am just one body, I am a body Atma. I am not all pervasive Atma. Although by putting on weight, I am trending to become all pervasive. But actually, I am, I, I am, I am only one deshi, ek deshi I am there. So Vedas are praman. Why? Because I feel I am the body. So some bhavna is going on. Okay, okay. So what you want to say? Then now the answer is asked to the Purpaksh. Don't you feel you also are, what do you say? You feel I am a human being. So Sang says no. Sang does not accept that I am a human. Atma is not a human being. Sang says Atma is Chetan Drashta. Yog says Atma is Drashta. Then you are not also believing that Atma, there is Adhyaas because you believe in Shastra. And you also don't believe that I am human being is right knowledge. And therefore Adhyas is there. So why are you saying Adhyas Sambhavana is not there then? You should also say Adhyas is there. Well, yes. So don't you feel that Dehat Buddhi is an Adhyas? Well, yes. Don't you feel that Matrat Buddhi is an Adhyas? She is my mother? Well, yes. Don't you feel that I am tall, short is Adhyas? Well, yes. Well, but how you are saying? I am saying that Sank is not saying. Sank is saying, I believe Atma is Nitya. I believe Atma is all pervasive. I believe Atma is Nitya and I believe Atma is all pervasive. So to this, and this body is not Nitya and this body is not all pervasive. So I believe Adhyas is there. Well, chalo bhai, shake hand. So we both believe Adhyas is there. So don't say Adhyas Sambhavana is not there. Okay, okay, okay. Acha, Adhyas is between what and what? Third point. Third point. First point was Praman is Vedas and not the example. Don't try to make principle by the example. Don't make this mistake. Don't make this mistake. Bole, this Indian is stole, therefore all Indians are thief. You don't make such kind of vyapti. It's the wrong thing. This woman is very moody. For all women are moody. This example should not be made. This person in ochre robe, he cheated somebody. Therefore, all in ochre robes are like that. This is a wrong thing. From drishtant never come to pratigya. If you know the process, pratigya hetu drishtant comes later on. It's very wrong kind of thinking. From drishtant you cannot come to the main thing. So third point is, now he is saying, so Adhyaas you agree? Bole, I agree Adhyaas. Chalo, thank you very much. So don't question Adhyaas. Now Adhyaas is between what and what? This is the third point. Bole, Adhyaas is between Atma and Sharir. They say Adhyaas is between Atma, Sharira Adhyaas is there. Atma is Sthul, Sharira Adhyaas is there. Okay. I agree that. So there is a Adhyaas between Atma and Sharir. So you feel that there is no sadrishyam between Atma and Sharir. Still there is Adhyas. Sadrishyam I don't have to say that sadrishyam is required. I am not fussy about sadrishyam. Sankhya etc. is there are proud darshan. There is a Sankhya Karika. Like Mandu Karika is there, Sankhya Karika is there. They are little matured schools of philosophy, not like Charvak etc. Okay. And how did you say like that? Well, I said like that because I also believe that there is a superimposition of that. Acha, what you feel about the Atma? Well, I feel Atma is all pervasive, Vibhu, and Atma is Nitya. So on the Sharir, which is less pervasive and Anitya, there is a superimposition of the Sharir on the Atma, which is Vibhu and Nitya. Okay, agreed. How do you say like that? Shruti is the Praman. Very good. Shruti is the Praman. Okay. Now, then last thing, fourth thing is there. There is something called Khyati also. Khyati Prakaran is there. I must have touched while teaching Brahmasutra. Only how the Adhyaas takes place. Now, one problem is gone. Adhyaas is there or not sorted out. Adhyaas Sambhavana. How Adhyaas is of what and how Adhyaas takes place. Explanation of Adhyaas is called Khyati. And there is one popular shlok. Atma Khyati Asat Khyati Akhyati Khyati Anyatha. You can write this shlok. Atma Khyati Asat Khyati Akhyati Khyati Anyatha. Atma Khyati Asat Khyati Akhyati Khyati Anyatha. Next line. Tatha Anirvachaniya Khyati. Tatha Anirvachaniya Khyati. Ityetat Khyati Panchakam. Ityetat Khyati Panchakam. Atma Khyati Asat Khyati Akhyati Khyatiranyatha. Tatha Anirvachaniya Khyati Ityetat Khyati Panchakam. This is the shlok is there. So there are 5 kind of Khyati. Khyati means explanation of how the snake is seen on the rope, how the Adhyaas takes place, and all have different. I will touch upon Khyati later on. What is there? So Yog accepts Atma Khyati, Shunyavadi accepts what is it called? Asat Khyati. Nayayik accept Anyatha Khyati. Mimamsak accept Akhyati. and Vedantins accept anirvachनीय ख्याति. Again, Yogachar, not Yog. Yogachar darshan of Buddha accepts Atma Khyati. Shunyavadi accepts Asat Khyati. Nayayik accept Anyatha Khyati. Mimamsak accepts Akhyati. And Vedant accepts Anirvachani Khyati. Just write it. I will come back to it in time. But try to remember this shlok. आत्मख्याति असत्ख्याति अख्याति ख्यातिरेव च अख्यातिरन्यथा तथा निर्वचनीय ख्याति इत्येतत् ख्याति पंचकम. So this is a popular shlok. Where is the problem now? So you accept Adhyaas. Chalo bhai, very good. You accept Adhyaas. But what is the problem? Problem is which kind of Adhyaas you accept. Which kind of Adhyaas you accept, and what is the extent of your Adhyaas. Adhyaas, what is the extent of Adhyaas? What kind of error you accept. So now there are three words which I will use here. One is anityatvam, second is akartrutvam, and third is abhoktritvam. I am a temporary Atma. Second is I am doer Atma. And third is I am enjoyer Atma. So, what do you want to say? I want to say that anityatvam is superimposed on the Atma, this Nyaya says. Akartrutvam and abhoktritvam is not an Adhyaas. Both are correct. फिर से बोल दें. Three things. Anityatvam. Anityatvam is superimposed on the Atma. Statement number one. Statement number two, kartrutvam is imposed on the Atma. Doership is imposed. Statement number three, bhoktritvam is imposed on the Atma. Enjoyership. So, three lines you write. I am finite. I will die. I am born and I will die. Number one is statement. Number two, I am doer. Number three, I am enjoyer. So what is the superimposition of Nyaya? Nyaya says that first point is true, first point is Adhyaas. Second and third point are not Adhyaas, they are fact. See the nature of Adhyaas now, the difference has come now. Sankhya says first and second point are superimposed. Third one is a fact. Got? Sankhya says I am impermanent is Adhyaas. And I am doer is also Adhyaas. But I am enjoyer is a fact. And Vedanta says all three are false. All three are Adhyaas. So this is the sambhavana, what you believe what is Adhyaas. Which aspect you believe is Adhyaas and which aspect you believe it is not the Adhyaas. So when you say that doership is imposed on the Atma, Nyaya says this is not an Adhyaas. This is a reality. Aham kart, and bole, what about bhokta? Bole, that also is a reality. It is not an Adhyaas. So then what is your Adhyaas? Adhyaas is only that I feel Atma is anitya. I feel I will die. This is only Adhyaas. We'll see it tomorrow now. About little more about this Adhyaas Prakaran. You revise and then come. We'll see you tomorrow. Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamadachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namah. Hari Om.